Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make another Christmassy press-on nail design, and I am so excited to share this one with you because I absolutely love the final results of it. I wasn't too sure in the midst of doing it, but as soon as the final results came out and I put all the nails together, oh my goodness, I am obsessed. It's like the perfection of pinky Christmas nail art design. I love it, and there's so much going on with every nail, but there's no crystals, which is quite handy for a lot of you who don't like 3D stuff in your nails. That's quite handy there, and it's quite beginner friendly, I think. There's nothing too crazy going on. I try to keep to like this, basically I tried to simplify everything as much as I can. So if there was a snowflake, I tried to use a very simple patterned snowflake and stuff like that. So I'll walk you through every step of the way with what I'm doing. The thumb and the pinky is going to be fully pink, and then the middle three are going to be nude. That will go into the lab, and off camera real quick I'll do another layer of that and cure it. And now that everything's out, we have two nails that are going to have some glitter on. So on the thumb we're going to do glitter just at the top. So I'm trying to focus the larger chunks of the hex at the top, and then kind of trying to fade it down to about halfway down the nail, and then I'm near the half point I'm going to try and put some of the finer glitters, then pop down into the lab. So the way we're going to use this is that the base coat is going to work as our glue for the glitter. Once that goes into the lab, I will apply another layer of base coat off camera just to help with the evenness and not make it too lumpy bumpy. And then we'll be doing some snowflakes on top of that nail later on. But on that note, we do also have a pinky that we're going to do a full glitter nail on, and for that one I decided to place the glitter across the whole pinky. And the reason for that is because later on, I feel like this has a name, but I don't actually know the name of it, but we're going to do these lines and diagonal bits going on, and I wanted the glitter to kind of come through underneath the white lines that we're going to do, so that's going to work as our background. So right now I'm applying the glitter. This glitter mix is so pretty. It's like a whitey pinky. Some of the hex is like half pink, half something else, like orangey color. It's really nice. The only one downfall to it is sometimes it has these see-through looking glitter chunks, which is just a bit annoying because when you place it down you can't actually see it's there. So I was trying to get rid of it whenever I picked it up by accident. So that's the only little downfall of that one. I didn't make it myself. I did buy this one. So I think it was from either Larissa, which I always have a link down in the description for, or it could have been AliExpress ages ago. It's been a very long time since I've had to order glitters. I had this massive phase at some point where I was buying a bunch of glitters, and now I've got so much that I literally do not need any for probably a very long time. So I haven't been buying any at the moment. Righty, now that those two nails are in the lamp or already probably cured, we are going to do two very similar nails. So we're going to, it's going to be the index and the ring finger. We're going to draw a line down the center with the pink and color in one side. For these 5 fingers I'm going to do the left, but on the other 5 fingers I'm going to do the right. And colour that in the lamp, then it goes. I will, of course, as well, off camera, do another layer of the pink. The pink is quite opaque, I have to admit, but it just wasn't quite there where I wanted it, and it leveled out so nicely too. It's a really nice pink to work with. Then the middle nail, I'm going to go ahead and work on this little, the vibe for this one was supposed to be like a Christmas present wrapping. So we're going to draw out a line going top bottom with the pink, and then side to side with the pink as well. You have to be cautious where you're going to connect those two. So where the two lines connect is where you're going to later on stamp or draw out your bow. So be cautious of that. I know when I was first doing it, I almost placed it in a completely different area, and it would have been a horrible place. So we are going to just do that real quick. Again, I will do another layer off camera if I wasn't too happy with the opacity with the first one. And then we can crack on to the next part of these cuties. So at this stage, we're going to do, on those half pink nails, we're going to draw out half of a French tip and then colour it in with the whites. Obviously, you've got a half a French tip. If it makes it any easier for you, you could always do the full French tip first if you've got your whole method in place, and then do the half pink line down the center if you wanted to. Completely up to you. Obviously that way you'll be wasting a little bit more gel polish than if you did it this way. But if you find it hard to just do half a French tip, then absolutely just go for a full one, and it would make it so much easier for you. And you want to do it for both of them. So I've done one, I will do another one as well. I did leave the footage for that just because I don't know, sometimes there's days where when I'm editing, I think, oh, I'm just going to cut it out because you've just seen it already. But sometimes, I know I get comments sometimes when I'm reading them that I do, sometimes the footage feels like it's all rushed or I'm talking too fast or something. When it comes to the talking, I talk really fast anyway, so this isn't me, you know, rushing through my editing or anything or voicing. But sometimes, you know, when you're editing and doing I do everything basically, so sometimes because I do it for so long now, sometimes I might think that it's a bit useless or, you know, you've already seen it, then let's just move on to the next, but maybe, you know, you obviously would like to see it. So it's really nice to read your comments and then try and adjust the footage as much as I can. We're on to the middle nail again, and on this one we're going to do a couple lines, and then we're going to pop that into the lamp as well with those white lines. I just left it as is. It was a quite, like, pale a little bit, but it was okay. I wasn't too mad about that. That will then go into the lamp. Once it's out, we've got a stamping plate. This one's called Knoll Collection. There is a number, but I can't actually see it on the screen. But there's a bow on there. So you could do a sticker, you could stamp a bow, you could literally even put a charm bow down as well if you wanted to. But I'm going to stamp it, and the reason why we're going to stamp it will come later on in the video, because right now, as you can see, it's quite like sheer and it doesn't look too great, so we're going to make it really great later. Now we're going to matte top coat all of these bad boys. They're going to be matte top coated, cured, and everything else that we're going to do on top of these nails now are going to be like the 3D look, the sweater look. So we will do some sweater actual patterns. We're going to do some snowflakes. The bow, we're going to make kind of that 3D patterny look too, so that's going to look pretty cool. I'm pretty sure every single nail has that kind of 3D vibe going on. You'll see in just a second, or you would have saw at the thumbnail as well if you were looking at it. Okay, so now everything is matte. So on these half pink, half French tip nails, we're going to be doing a half snowflake on the pink side. So on this set of 5 fingers, we're doing it on the left. The other set will be on the right. And then it's the very, very simple snowflake pattern where you're drawing out dots and connect them with a line and you're good to go. And then on the white side where the French tip is, we're going to do a sweatered French tip look, which is really, really cute too. I was trying to make it as little petite as I possibly can. The footage is obviously very zoomed in, so you don't actually sometimes realize how tiny the nails are. So I did, because they're press-on nail looking ones, I wanted to pick out sizes that, you know, would be realistic sizes. So I am using realistic sizes. So the nails are much more smaller than you would think. So I know whenever I do videos, sometimes the nails look so much larger than they actually are. So these are definitely those. When I do those long stiletto ones, then those are usually the size that you see. They're pretty long and massive. But these are really cutesy and small and actual wearable ones. So that's gone into the lamp now, and I sprinkled on some clear acrylic. Now we're onto the thumb. I skipped the other nail because I'm going to do that off camera in a second, and that's going to be exactly the same pattern as what we did on the other nail. Remember, we have 2 nails that are going to be the same. On the thumb, we're going to do this big snowflake, same thing, dotted method to connect all the dots, and it's going to be like middle right hand side on this one, and then underneath it on the left hand side where there's a little bit of a gap going on, we're going to do a couple of extra little dots there, but we're going to do tiny little dots, tiny little snowflake there. And then just to cover it up, I just felt like it needed something there. It was a bit bare, but you can definitely get away with not doing anything there at all. It's just my brain as usual just going wild and wanting more and more on nails. And for this one, on those corner lines, I decided not to do any dots and just keep it petite and little lines. Here comes the clear acrylic again, and I'm using a swatch stick to pick up the clear acrylic to sprinkle it on. It has literally changed the game for me. It's so much nicer to use to sprinkle it on. That will go into that. Now, this is the fun and then a bit of a tricky one because you need a steady hand and it's just, yeah, a bit painful. However, it's better to do it this way than just kind of eyeballing it and drawing it out yourself. It's actually quite a cool method. If you ever wanted to just stamp and use it as like a stencil, then it's actually pretty cool. I'm usually not the best with a steady hand, so I was trying my hardest here. I get pretty shaky hands, especially when I'm hungry, guys. I'm sure it's probably the same for everybody, but I was having a bit of shaky hands, as you can see there, but I'm trying my hardest. I'm also not the best with my brush movements. Like, I'm not too comfortable doing like rounded circles or anything like that, so you know, basically do what you can. But like I said, there's alternatives. You don't have to do it this way. You can you can just stamp and leave it, or you can place a charm down there with a bow or anything like that. But once you're happy with it, sprinkle on some clear acrylic too, pop it into the lab. I just cut out that footage. Then onto the pinky. That is going to be the last one now. We're going to do a couple of like diagonal curved lines, and we're going to start on the left middle side and keep drawing them out. So every other one is going to be thicker and then thinner, so thin, thick, and so on. Also sprinkle on some clear acrylic on top of it as well. That would basically conclude the video, guys. We're almost done. Once it's out of the lamp, make sure you get a really stiff brush and just really brush them through, just to get rid of any excess clear acrylic that might have been, you know, stuck on the nail. And then you're good to go. And by wiping off the clear acrylic too, it really kind of reveals the lines and everything that you've done a lot nicer. Obviously, it would come out if you didn't brush them through. Eventually, they would just get cleared through wearing and stuff. But it just kind of gives it a nice little finishing touch. And that'll be basically that, guys. Make sure to check out the description for any discount codes and stuff you can save your money on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.